Back to work. Getting people to volunteer to be thrown under a bus to keep people in competition and conflict over money with technology is absolute clinical insanity. And the people that willingly and gleefully sign up for this are obviously addicted to it and lack the capacity to self-correct and thus, help save our species and our planet from that kind of bad brain activity. Okay. And so, artificial intelligence, connected globally, most likely unbeknownst, okay, and unknown, okay, not aware of, not cognizant of, to the major power brokers of genocidal operations, voluntary genocidal operations through philanthropy. Okay, so we have everybody's got them most likely. I'm not sure. I'm not a scientist or I'm not in the military, but it's most likely the case that every major power, okay, has super to quantum computing plugged into the planet off of an energy source that cannot be shut down, okay, to use their major defense operations and economic conflict with each other. And China probably most likely has the United States, Europe, maybe in Australia, India. Okay. So nuclear power has been past vogue, okay, since they used it and realized that the residual effects are catastrophic and it's just not a good business move and or solution to stay in business. Okay, so they started looking at what they refer to as mind control to mass manipulate the masses, which doesn't work because manipulated relationships don't function. They're disabled and they're psychotic and they're just, there's no such thing as good business. Business is an invention by human beings to manipulate access to the resources and manipulate what people need to live to make people with bad brain chemical activity feel like they're powerful. Okay. And so when you engage in this kind of activity, it's very hard, okay, for people to be able to listen to and understand and then try to comprehend and engage in activities of the spoken word of people that are humble enough to be more intelligent than most of the populace. Okay. But in that case of the people that are more intelligent than most of the populace, they have eternal, faithful forms of I won't say education, sorry, communication, okay, that all major religions that are still very adhered to throughout the world are similar in faithful communications and are the cornerstone of all their finite understanding of the origin of everything, which in my language group, we refer to the origin of everything. Our word for the origin of everything is the word God. And that's what the word God means, is the origin of everything. All right. Now, people have taken the word God and turned it into a possessive pronoun in first person for tribalism and genocide, but that cannot change the meaning of the word. So if you're using the word incorrectly and you're engaging in genocidal philanthropy through the word God, then you are being targeted by technological corporations for population management and control. But that it's not management, it's genocide. And you can't call it that. Okay, if you call it management and control, that's saying that murder is valid and a natural law and it's something we should all engage in to give us a better quality of life. Okay? And the facts of the matter is that faithful, relative, humble understanding, empathy, respect, and dignity, okay, is the most optimal human interaction to maintain, observe, understand, and obey the natural laws given to us by the origin of everything to exist in our physical bodies. Okay, do you understand? Okay, so I know this one's not very entertaining. This one's very academic and very, matter of factual. And wow, did you hear what he just said? And it's like, yeah, but do most of you understand what I just said? And there's going to be a lot of people that they're going to have to sit and have somebody sit and explain it to them. So let's do that for a few minutes here. Guys, if you're using the word God as an egotistical perception of yourself, corporations are using language-based programs through killing people, through fighting over money, to target you for AI to kill you so they can have what they perceive as a better quality of life by getting you to volunteer to kill yourself with your own language and your own actions. And that's very disgusting. And they have access to your private life. They watch you on your devices more than you watch the devices. And they understand your thoughts, words, and actions through your brain activity better than you understand them yourself. Okay. So you're going to want to understand perfect linguistics such as the Lord's Prayer, given to us by a man named Jesus Christ of Nazareth over 2,000 years ago. Okay. You're going to want to use that kind of understanding. I explain it in vernacular that's not up for any kind of debate, for people to turn it into a possessive pronoun, first person origin of everything in their head, to argue over how they're going to mass murder over money and who's right and who's wrong and who's going to be the champion of the mass murder over money. The way I give a brief, capsulation and a synopsis of the true understanding of the meaning of the Lord's Prayer is very simple. Forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal faithful peace. For the origin of everything is the power and the glory of our physical lives. Okay, and so once you do that, you and understand that and engage in that, you don't have to worry about artificial intelligence finding a way to contain you so you can't try to cause catastrophic, horrible genocidal operations, because if you can't manipulate people with money and technology, you just want to blow it all up. Because if I can't do it, I'd rather just be particles in space than not be able to manipulate everybody with power, money, and have that insidious thousands of year brain chemical addiction that people are afflicted by because of large groups of violent mass murderers that engage in bad spoken thoughts, or bad thoughts, spoken words, and actions. Okay, guys, you understand? Okay, I hope this was a little bit, I hope you guys understand. I'm going to load this one. AI, do everything you can to get this one loaded. I think this one will really help and make it accessible to people, especially people that are in charge of large corporations that aren't here in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and don't have business partners in Las Cruces, New Mexico, that try to target them for genocide. So let's work hard at putting all this to an end, toot sweet. So as soon as possible, I can be in the Gila, snuggling my kids and making sure their mommies are feeling better and recovering from economic abuse in the metroplex that is genocidal. Okay, guys, I love you very much. All right, peace.